In this video, I'll be helping you with a math topic called Use Place Value to Name Whole Numbers. And we have two examples here from the OpenStax pre-algebra text. Starting with the first, we're asked to name this number in words. And the OpenStax text provides this how-to for naming a whole number in words. It says in step 1, we should start with the digit on the left, name the number and the period, followed by the period name. Do not include the period name for the ones. So before continuing here, we will need to know each of the period names. So labeling those from right to left, the first period is the ones. The periods are separated by commas, so I can tell this is the second period. This is the thousands. The next period is the millions. Going even larger in the next period, we would have billions. And then the period even larger than billions is trillions. So now that we know the names for each of these periods, we can follow these instructions. We're told to start with the digit on the left. So we're starting here. We're going to name the number in that period. So just looking at this period, that number is 8. We follow the name for that number with the period name, and the period name here is trillions. So after the word 8, we would write trillion. We use commas to separate the periods, so I'll bring in a comma and move on to the next period. The next period has this number, which in words would be 165. And then after writing the number, we write the name of the period, which here is billions. We've completed this period, so we add a comma before moving on to the next period. Writing this portion in words is just 432, followed by the name of the period, millions. We've completed this period, so we'll add a comma, move on to the next period. Writing that in words is just 98. Then the name of the period again, here is thousands. That's the end of the period, so we'll add a comma. And then our last period, writing that as a number, is 710. And notice that we do not include the period name for the ones, so no need to say ones at the end here. This number in words is 8,165,432,098,710. And then moving to the second example. This example says a student conducted research and found that the number of mobile phone users in the United States during 1 month in 2014 was this number, and we're asked to name that number in words. So again, following these how-to instructions, we know to start with the first period and to write that period in words. This would be 327. We have named the number in that period, and now we need the period name. The first period is ones, the second period is thousands, the next period is millions, so this would be million. We use commas to separate the periods, so I would add a comma and move on to the next period, naming the number in that period. It is 577. Naming the period, this period is thousands. That's it for this period, so another comma. And then the last period, naming the digit, it is 529. And recall that we do not include the period name for the ones, so this number in words is 327,577,529.